already so poor. Even eating and drinking must be. Ask friends for help. But when a soccer ball flew to his feet, he seemed to forget all his troubles, pure belonging to flattering cars, shadow on the street, until the children, in the courtyard of the Sawa. He was like waking up, constantly apologizing. But these children couldn't have expected. They have just witnessed the birth of a future football idol. This is definitely an inspirational film. Must be watched in times of distress. Just because it makes each person have a dream to understand that people are great because of their dreams. Especially this sentence, shouting a lot of sourness, the mercy of the chief, on the road to pursue their dreams. It is my father's life, not mine. A boy named Santiago has lived since childhood in a single-parent family in Mexico. Therefore, in a poor childhood, football is a middle friend, his only city. Until he was 8 years old, Dad decided to bring the whole family. Dangerous crossing of the Santiago border. America. ... But at the moment of crossing the border, he lost the football he had. Followed him throughout his childhood. But the love of football in his heart, he had never smelled it. To survive, Dad gathered a group of anxious people. No specialist repair. Gardens for the rich. And Santiago was in that group too. He had been doing this for 10 years. Every time the sunset falls, he ran over eagerly, parks to play football. But as soon as he entered the field, the referee rejected him, because there is no protection. So he ran to the armor box next to him, remove the cardboard box and make shin protector. Then tuck it into a soccer sock. This action helped him through the eyes of the referee. Next, during the match, he seemed to be possessed by Messi. The first is a 360-degree swing. Then there was a movement through the body. Just with my heart, he has passed the hole, the opponent's defense. Finally, a flattery. Ball, with one foot, accompanied by a body volley. Football in the net. This excellent performance is not only make the opposing coach anger, but also attract attention of a British scout. However, he was also quick. Recognized Santiago's problem. He had a problem with the scale. The head is too low. The legs are not high enough. Unexpectedly, as soon as he finished speaking, Santiago had a shot in the net. At this time, it was the scout's turn to be frightened. So, the scout is fast. Quickly find Santiago. Invite him to participate in the full recruitment the following week. At that time, there will be managers. The team participated. If you perform well, then his future will be very open. Listen to the invitation from the scout. Santiago was a little confused. How could he not know the value of this audition? As long as you're good enough, he will have an entry ticket. Top teams. This is not a dream all the time. Many years of his. But when he heard this news, he just felt ridiculous. Because in his perception, for the poor, crossing the border like them, seems to accept fate, is the only way out. I still don't understand. There are two kinds of people in the world. A kind of living in a villa. And others like us, take care of the lawn, wash the car for them. Santiago wanted to tell his father that it is his dream. But when he saw his father's eyes, he finished all the words. Explain to your heart. Perhaps in my father's eyes, dreams are a shame, only for the rich. But Santiago doesn't want to be conservative and poor like my father. I don't want to be a person, accept fate. Therefore, he participated in the audition. The whole team is full of talent. This time he will fight for his dreams. Guide the ball through the body. Beautiful stopping technique. Santiago has shown all these what I learned on the field. He longed to leave this place. But he didn't know that the manager, the team was not present, in the stands that are having fun, at the pool party. Only when the match ended, Santiago realized all the efforts are all in vain, without a manager's recommendation. No matter how excellent he is, what's the use? Seeing Santiago's sad expression, scouts can't afford to be talented. This ability is forgotten, so he called to the Newcastle owner, as a former member of the team, and take his life's honor as a guarantee. In the end, he won the opportunity. Probationary association for Santiago. But when Santiago's father heard this good news, he still does not support. He even said that all by scouts, messed up so that his son can accept difficult situations. Looking at his father's stubborn expression, the scout didn't say anything more. Just give Santiago a business card. That's the closest chance to. He fulfilled his dream, but it's easier said than done. It's another thing to do it. Flight tickets from California too. He also gave Santiago a headache. No can be green. He could only do money disbursement work. Fortunately, colleagues are willing to play tiny fish games with you. Help him save money faster. In just 2 weeks, he saved $1,200. You with overtime money. Enough for him to realize his dream. But when he finished a day of work, the exhaustion of returning home. Before sending the house, there is a brand new pickup truck. An immediate bad feeling greeted in his heart. He quickly ran back to his room. Not unexpectedly, the $1,200 hidden in the shoe was gone. He led him to take charge of his father's position. Why do you do that? But Dad didn't feel sorry for him. He also confidently said that he had taken $1,200 to buy a car. But we'll give you half ownership. This is a very bargain comparison. There are only 2 weeks left for you. I like to save enough to do anything. Pursuing your stupid dream. When you fail, what about without papers? Shouldn't I give up the opportunity for my father? Dad has worked all his life for this family. When your mother abandons us, Dad has left this whole family. This is the right path of life. It is my father's life, not mine. All seasons stink and try, all dissolved into clouds of smoke. From the first day to the US, he always tries his best to escape fate, but realizing the chains of the real is still very solid. Perhaps there are things that we're born without. Then this whole life will also be a shameful thing. As Santiago prepares to surrender to fate, the grandmother who always loved him issued a plane ticket to England. Santiago immediately understood that she was have sold its unique jewelry since marriage, but she just smiled lightly and said, "Old things should leave the past. Compared to my dream, they are nothing. When your mother abandoned us, she promised God that she would help I pursue my dreams." After speaking, she put on the paper, transmitting good luck to the net, and told him to seize this opportunity. Carrying her hope, Santiago finally set out to England for a probationary job, facing Newcastle where no one knows. Santiago went to scout Glenn, who gave him hope. At the same time, Santiago realized his smallness. Football is a belief of the Newcastle people. This place is full of players, reserved with big dreams. They aspire to play on the pitch. James Park superstar like Santiago. With Glenn's introduction, Santiago met the boss. He tried to talk about his background, but the other party didn't care, only constantly urging him to get off. The field shows skills. Bad weather is shown, the gloom over Santiago's head. But he had no other choice. After Len took a breath of shithead, Santiago plunged into the rain, without hesitation. With fatigue, due to intermittent movement, and climate change, his expression was very poor. Just touched the ball, and was broken. Even the techniques but he was proud to return, into a laughing stock in front of the view. Professional player. I don't know how many times he continued. Intimate contact with the grass surface. The boss is finally gone. Ring and leave first. Fortunately, the trainer hasn't given up yet, and gives Santiago a tee-off chance. Hurry up. Kick decently. Raise your head. Difficult probationary opportunities. Such a disastrous end. Santiago felt uncommitted and only can ask Glenn for help. His brother's trip ended here. But his next words has touched Glenn's heart. My father believed that humans have destiny. A person who works, take care of the family, then it's awkward. Dreaming of other things is stupid. Looking at the child in a situation, poor like me. Glenn was moved with confidence. He has put everything into helping. Santiago got a month of probation. He also gave him an exam shirt in the past. Santiago was overjoyed, helping the experience from the previous failure. He cherished this opportunity even more. He and the players chase daily practice. Not even outside of school hours, forgot to train himself more. His efforts gradually created waves in this coastal city. His masked talent caught head shines thanks to effort. But that also makes the other players can feel hazards. They started silently making it difficult. Plus, Santiago can't wait to prove that, ignoring coordination with teammates, making him miss the opportunity to score best in the training session. After the match, the boss kept Santiago alone. He constantly kicked the ball away, asked Santiago to chase. Finally, before Santiago was exhausted, he just spoke up. What have you learned? Can you score from the middle of the star field? It's far away. The ball runs faster than him. So we spread the ball. Do you understand? The name of the team on the chest is more important. Name on the back. Do you understand? The boss's words awakened Santiago. And also at this time, Newcastle is facing a moment of the Premier League. They have to win 3 consecutive matches to get tickets to the Champions League. But to win is not easy. The first opponent is Chelsea, a strong team. When the match was more than halfway through, the team has not yet had a phase Effective attack. Again, taken advantage of by Chelsea. The association scored 1 goal. In the decisive moment, the striker who led the attack was blocked and had to leave the field. The sigh of the photo fan affect the team's mentality. The players must be positive. Adjust tactics. Finally, 5 minutes before the game ended, a header made. So a great goal. Newcastle won. Santiago and the fans cheer. Zo for victory. In the resounding cheer, he was even more determined to play. Since then, he has been training harder. Under the light of dawn, he threw each ball into the net. When dusk falls, his shadow was still on the field. The boss saw it all and gave it all. A decision that surprised everyone. He let Santiago, though still on probation, with the reserve team against Manchester United. Santiago is excited to drop, and, immediately, reported the good news to her and on try. If you perform well this time, he will skip the probationary period and became an official player of the international team. Santiago understands the value very well of this opportunity, and now, the more difficult the opportunity is cherished. Get this more. But a player didn't like him, didn't give him a chance. Before entering the field, he had smashed his asthma spray. Santiago could only suppress his anger in part to avoid causing deception. But the result is anyone's guess. For shortness of breath, he performed very poorly on the pitch. The boss was extremely disappointed. Watching Santiago make mistakes constantly, the trainer couldn't understand. Obviously, he is talented and very hardworking. After entering the field, it was so bad. In Santiago's silence, the trainer chased him away. Knowing that I have no chance, he wrote a letter of apology left behind for Glenn and prepared to leave. But his taxi was quickly. A familiar shadow stopped him. That is Gavin, the team's main goalkeeper. He had just come out of a party and are rushing back to the football field. After hearing Santiago's story, Gavin decided to help him. Last night he lost his asthma spray. He has asthma, really? Yes, but I tried to hide it. Lying is a problem, and asthma is not. Injections, medications, care can be cured. His doctor didn't tell. Are you doing these things? I don't have a doctor in Los Angeles. I can only go to charity clinics. Do you think you deserve it? I know I deserve it. With everyone's efforts, Santiago was once again stayed. No more heavy anvil secrets. He played softer football. On the pitch, he showed the resilience of me and Trin applauded each time. Even the comrades who used to didn't like him, he also saved. Lynn protected him even though he could receive a yellow card. In each consecutive victory, Santiago becomes the main goalkeeper of the reserve team. His name became a star on the Super James Park field, not only from the dominant house of Len moves to Gavin's mansion, but also won the heart of a beautiful female Dr. Milan. Even the previous representative, this used to be ignored. He also came to sign a contract, but Santiago refused. He wanted to let the right to sign a contract to the one who helped him, only until the match is approaching. Santiago just found out that his name was not in the reserve team list. I'm not on the team, not even on the reserve list. I don't understand. I played football, as he instructed. This Saturday, go to play in London. According to the trainer's eyes, Santiago saw the smiles of welcome. That's the main squad. As it turns out, the performances, recent excellence of Pau, he put him in the starting lineup. This was Santiago's first time Premier League matches. He concentrated all his energy to keep up with the footsteps of their teammates. Each effort on the body hairline as if it was absorb energy from the pitch. The blood of his youth at Ka is almost boiling. Lennon and his girlfriend are attentive. Monitor on the TV screen, in a town across the ocean. A man walks into the bar, full of pit pressure. It was Santiago's father. Although he had never agreed before, but in this moment, he tried to understand his son's dream. Premier matches. The league is always fierce. Newcastle is facing pressure, unprecedented force. The opposing team is constantly approaching, and powerful attacks. Many times Gavin was blocked when he was on the ball. Teammates are also injured, heavy when disputing the ball. In the decisive moment, the boss called Santiago's name. Santiago is ready to sit in his chair, reserves until the game. The end of the game suddenly sounded like it. Saw his name being called. He was stunned. He never thought he can go out to the inside, the first match to join the main squad. Seeing the silhouette of the transmission, familiar ball, his girlfriend smiled happily. Of course, his father is also equally proud. That's my son. This is Santiago, my son. I am his father. If he scores, I'll wait. Invite me to have a few drinks. Sit here all the time for blood. Let's go. Santiago didn't do it at all. Disappointed boss. When he just came out of the field, he revealed his winning talent. But at a critical moment, Santiago was beaten by the opposing team, blatantly playing cork. But the fact that he fell was also creating opportunities for Newcastle. Are entitled to a free kick too, from the star Gavin. In front of the live streaming screen, football fans are holding their breath watching. Santiago's father closed his eyes and didn't dare to look, only heard the whistle. Gavin threw out the ball, and net. Newcastle scored a valuable point. In the midst of the roar of the whole field, Santiago thought he would, praised. Who would have thought that what greeted him was the boss's questions when he won a free kick? What did you notice? I noticed. Failed. You should notice that there are players in a better position. He didn't pass the ball. He just wanted to stand out. The boss's comment made Santiago bewildered. Fortunately, the teammates were not disappointed. Gavin also introduced him to many idol stars. Beckham, after watching the match, praised Santiago endlessly. Zidane and Raul are also linked. Praise you. Received affirmations from reputable people. Santiago felt even more that he was determined to be consistent according to chasing their dreams is right. As a party master, Gavin brought Santiago in his banquet room. This is the first time in Santiago facing the madness of the top stars. Youthful bodies and expensive alcohol has created a lavish party. But behind these temptations is respected men of the media. Soon the village came out. New stars party on the front page of newspapers. Santiago was once again the boss is trained. Santiago can only solve like that press have mutilated their words. He didn't act excessively, but the boss doesn't care about that. Santiago took full responsibility on his own. He went to the hospital to explain misunderstanding with girlfriend, but suddenly discovered a comrade less seriously injured on the football field with severe upper cartilage lesions. In the future, he may not be able to exercise anymore. For a professional player, this is a fatal blow. Looking at this scene, Santiago couldn't help but be sad. On the pitch, many new arrivals, in the sound of sowing fire. But no one cares about suffering and the grief of the elderly. Santiago decided to try harder, to be able to record, imprint in his short career. But fate really teased you. That day, during training, Len brought sad news. His father suddenly passed, died of a heart attack. Facing the father who has not yet once admitted that Santiago felt his heart fall asleep. He has never lifted the country to the championship. Have not had time to prove the value of dreams. Then his father closed his eyes forever, going home to attend the funeral or participate in the final. After an intense ideological struggle, Santiago decides to stay, continue to compete. He didn't want to miss it because of his father. The dream is right in front of you. I thought about it for a long time at the airport. At least now I have an excuse. A reason that anyone can accept, except for his failure. My father died. I had to go home to take care of the aftermath. Do you know why I need an excuse? I don't know. It's my father's influence. He took away my confidence. Make dreams come true. Foolish, do you understand? I understand. I don't need excuses. The only person who can say I am could not afford to be him. Even so, the pain of losing his father still affected Santiago's mood. He could only turn the sadness becomes strength. Practice hard every day, only on the football field. The boss noticed the severity of the howl, but not comforting. Just calmly told him to prepare well for the match on Saturday. After a while, Santiago realized that he became the team's starting player. He hurriedly shared this good news with Glenn. In joy, the two hugged each other tightly. Difficulties Santiago has experienced through this journey, only Glenn understood. Time quickly came to block the final. Newcastle will go head-to-head with Liverpool to compete for tickets to the Champions League. But due to the score, they must win, absolutely for 90 minutes. This is different from the match, life and death, before the Champions League. Busy everyday streets, the rhythm of the hour is empty. Everyone is fried, eyes on the TV screen. As the world's leading football team, Liverpool from the beginning could have had strong presence, strong attack and tight defense. Liverpool quickly pushed Newcastle into a difficult situation. Fortunately, Santiago and his teammates coordinated well, quickly grasped the loophole and cut off the opponent's transmission. Santiago passes the ball neatly. Choose the right time to pass the ball away. Gavin took advantage of the position and scored, succeeded with a minus header. Newcastle's goal made Liverpool attack more powerfully. They are willing to commit crimes to sweep, broke Newcastle's attack. The fight became very tense. After many disputes, Liverpool scored a goal, and their morale increases. To prevent Newcastle from having the opportunity to rest, Liverpool continued to attack. The defender cut off the transmission, let the striker bang up. Basno, 5 Barroso, quickly conceded the Newcastle goal. Consecutive goals were scored, causing fans are disappointed. Cheers rang out from the stands. On the coaching chair, the atmosphere of silence encompassed. The second half began. Newcastle's defense was under attack of Liverpool is completely deceitful. At this time, the ball was passed to Santiago's feet. The boss and coach are both nervous. At this moment, they hope more than anyone that the rookie can lead the team to overcome difficulties. And Santiago did not disappoint their expectations. Fast. Transmit. The score was 2-2. This unexpected goal sparked hope for fans. Teammates are also motivated from the coordination of Santiago and Gavin. They grit their teeth in preparation for a battle for survival. But Liverpool was also prepared, thorough for defense. When the match was only 3 minutes left, the situation is still shrinking. If it ends like that, according to the accumulation point, Liverpool will be the winner. Newcastle wants to win, must reverse the situation in 3 minutes remaining. Critical moment. The ball reached Santiago's feet again. Their good coordination. Fuam had to make a mistake to prevent it, but this also helps Newcastle get a penalty. What surprised everyone was that Gavin had put Santiago in the penalty spot. This is Santiago's first time carrying the hope of the whole team. Looking at the delivery of Liverpool players, he took out the necklace she had given him. Time seems to stop at that moment. The battle whistle sounded. Newcastle became champions, last of the Premier League. Santiago also became famous, thanks to that all-round shot. His name is loved by thousands of fans, chanting around the football field non-stop. "You." At this time, Santiago's grandmother called him, said that his father had watched his previous matches, and he was happy. Then others. "Glenn, the game I played against Fulham. My dad watched that game. He watched me play. Maybe he's looking at you now too." This is a glossy movie. The Stone was launched in 2005. But 19 years later, it still inspires, said. Many people pursue their dreams. I think we have all, on the arena of life, facing the fears of it is impossible to overcome. There are times when they are suspected because of their background, but every time you encounter these fears, remember that in their hearts, I still have love, pure love, and engrave a desire for success.
Enjoyed the video? Hit subscribe, drop a like, share with your crew, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk movies.